In our recent Intune with Sports Coaching webinar, we discussed the importance of building and nurturing our personal brand and how it can help drive our success. I mean, this is daunting and uncomfortable topic for most of us. You know, it's easier to say, I am who I am, so get used to it, or if you don't like me, that is your problem, or I'm just like my mother, or I'm just like my father. But you know what? These are all excuses not to focus on ourselves. Never before has it been so critical for us to focus on our personal brand. Let's look at all the facts. There's 7 billion of us. There's massive competition out there. We are in the middle of the fourth industrial revolution. There are fewer jobs. Unemployment is rife. COVID has changed the way our world thinks and behaves. And the world is getting smaller, and we can all now work in multi-countries, which brings more unemployment, and so the wheel goes on. But doesn't that sound just so overwhelming? Does it not make you think, wow, where do I fit in, or how can I make a difference? You know, they say there's not much that is new in the world today, but it is how it is remodeled and repackaged. Where that puts us is that there is a massive market out there, and you need to really put your personal brand together, and you're quite entitled to a piece of the pie. But how do we start? In the old days, to stay ahead of the competition, it was all about your power dressing. You know, we always heard about this power dressing, and we all rushed out to get our consultants to help us dress properly. Now you need to have your own power personality, and yes, people can change and learn new things. When my daughter-in-law got a job in the UK, which she got during lockdown, when she was there for just a month, so they say jobs are not there, but they actually are. When she asked the company what was the dress code, what they told her was dress how you want to be perceived. So she thought about this a lot. You know, she'd rather have had a direct conversation and a directive as to what to wear. Anyway, she thought about it, and she said she's in a managerial position and she has a team of people below her. So the best thing to dress is, smart. I noticed in our Intune with Sports Coaching webinar that took place this past week, coaches in SA do not believe that personal branding is important, which quite surprised me. However, the UK coaches are very different, and they believe that personal branding is a key attribute. The question one should ask, or the questions one should ask are, why will a school or a club hire me? What salary can I ask? Will I get on with the other staff? And most importantly, the kids or the parents, if it is at school, at coaching at school level. What is my growth plan or ultimate aim? How qualified I am for the job, and what and who are my competition? Now, it isn't easy to do personal branding or to do that exercise by yourself. What comes into play is the reality as you're looking at yourself through your own eyes, and then in comes our subconscious, filled with learnings from the past, as well as self-talk, which is also from past, and everything just becomes skewed. Quite confusing, you might be saying. Did you know that even Oprah Winfrey, who is one of the most powerful and influential people in the world, she went through a process of personal branding. She started by identifying her strengths and her weaknesses. She looked at what opportunities there were out there, and she evaluated all her threats. She then experimented on a small scale, and she adapted, and then, as they say, the rest is history, and just look at her now. Intune Communications, yes, we run courses on personal branding, either on a personal basis or in groups. But here's a couple of thought starters. What is it that you want? Find your key focus, as you can't be everything to everybody. The world-renowned author, business consultant, and speaker, Dr. John Martini, that I swear blind and I believe in, He calls it finding your core values. In other words, what drives you? What makes you get up in the morning feeling excited? Not the things that frustrate you and create procrastination. If you're a sports coach, for example, what drives you the most? What coaching do you prefer? Who do you want to coach? Be specific, fine-tune it to exactly what you want and visualize it. And also, you need to be genuine and authentic. People can see through you, and don't be a copycat. People will see that. Be yourself and be careful what it is you say to yourself and others. The more you are being true to your values, the easier it will be to promote your personal brand. I just want to give you an example. If you are not genuine and if you're possibly coaching an age group you don't relate to, you might be more irritable and unforgiving, and that doesn't make a great coach, but actually you are a great coach. So it doesn't do you any good. I'm just going to give you another little example. My little grandson, who's wild and not afraid of anything or anyone, when he started and he went to his first coaching clinic, all the coach did was scream at all the boys. He eventually, right in the middle of the coaching session, ran off the field to his mother, and he wouldn't go back. And it took us a little bit of time to get him to go back to soccer, which I must say he loves now. But apparently the coach that he ran off from was a very good coach, but then he shouldn't have been given the 4-year-olds. So master your own craft. And it's also about telling your own story. Identify your core value and tell a story around it. You know, no one wants to hear how great you are, but rather tell a story around your core value that your audience can relate to and they see value in being with you. Then practice and perfect your brand. This can all be done through social media. Oh yes, that's the next thing, which all the coaches didn't particularly like. You need to be able to navigate social media. And there again, if you need any help, you've got Intune Communication to do that for you. And you also need to be consistent. Choose your core value and then keep your message around it consistent. In marketing terms, when we refer to a brand, it's making a brand promise and sticking to it. It will take creativity, but always look back, and it must always relate back to your original goal. And remember, you can always bounce back. You know, nothing is perfect in life, and we all are human. So things go wrong. Admit something hasn't gone according to plan. Don't shirk it or push it under the carpet. There are no failures, only learning. So get out there and make the relevant changes. So don't be afraid of that. And then also you need to have a positive impact. Develop your personal brand. Ensure it has a personal impact on your audience and just grow from there. You will see that if you live your authentic life according to your core values, you will thrive and will become easy. The mishaps will not disappear. And disasters, there's no such thing as a disaster, but rather fun things to learn from and keep a positive attitude. There's nothing wrong with finding a mentor or role model either. You might find somebody that you believe lives according to how you see yourself, then emulate that. There's no problem in that. And finally, live your brand, leave a legacy. And what is so important, let others talk about you. Your audience are your best promoters. You become the sought-after role model and mentor. So that's my story at the moment. Remember, if you want any assistance on personal branding or social media, if you want us to help you with your personal social media, our team of experts are here to help you. So just go on to www.intunecom.co.za. So see you soon for our next installment. And bye-bye. Have a great rest of the week.